Hey guys, this is Shyam here from Smartphone Guru, and today in this video we will be doing the full in-depth review of this Lenovo A6000. So guys, let's start with the physical overview of this device. This phone has a 8 megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash and a secondary microphone here and the Lenovo branding over here. This phone also has these twin Dolby speakers. Yes, you heard me right, twin Dolby speakers. This one has a twin Dolby speakers, and I would say the speaker output was really good and loud. And if we move on to the front side, we have a 2 megapixel front facing camera, Lenovo branding over here and earpiece over here. And if we move on to the downwards, we have these 3 touch capacitive buttons over here for menu, home and back, but these doesn't light up at all. And I would say this phone really feels good in hand. The in-hand feel is really good, and phone is not that slippery. I won't say it is not slippery at all, but it is not that much of slippery. So guys, now let's talk about the specification of this device. This phone is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 chipset, which has a 1.2 GHz 64-bit quad-core processor, which is paired with a 1 GB of RAM. And this phone is having a 5-inch IPS display which supports a resolution of 1280 by 720p. And this phone has a 8 megapixel rear facing autofocus camera with LED flash and a 2 megapixel fixed focus camera for taking selfies and video calling. And this phone has a 8 GB of internal storage, and all these specifications are being powered by a 23 mAh battery. So guys, now let's see the storage which we get on this. So if we move on to the storage, as you can see here, the total available space is 8 GB, and out of which you will get 4.3 GB available on the first boot, and you can also change the default write disk from here. But some weird thing is that you can also change it in the app section, and you can also change it here in the default installation location. But here I would suggest you to use system recommendation, as when I set it to the force install on SD card, some apps got failed while I was trying to install them. So let's see the Android version. Oops, let's go in. So as you can see here, we get Android 4.4.4 KitKat, and Lenovo has said that they will be releasing the Lollipop update for this device in the second quarter of this year. So guys, now let's test the browsing experience which we have on this device. So guys, if you have noticed, the site loaded pretty quick, and scrolling is also very smooth. No lag while scrolling. And here the desktop version of the site is also loading very quick, and the pinch to zoom in and zoom out is also very much smooth. And if you see here, the text is also very crisp and clear. Here I would say the display quality is really amazing. I can't believe how the Lenovo put this kind of display in such a low price. So I would say you will have a great experience in the browsing. If you notice how quick the websites are loading here. So if you tap on this touch capacitive button, if you hold this touch capacitive button, it will take you to the recent application screen, and if you slide these apps upward, they will get closed, but if you slide them downwards, they will get locked like this. They have a lock on them like this. So if you clean your RAM by tapping here, these apps which are locked, they won't get cleaned, but the other apps which are not locked, they will be cleaned. So like this, all the apps which are not locked were closed, and those apps which are locked can't be closed by tapping this option to clean the RAM. But if you slide them upward, they will get closed. So I would say this is a cool feature if we want to clean the RAM but we don't want to close some specific apps. So it is very useful there. So guys, this is how the dialer looks like, and the call quality which I had on this device was really good. I doesn't face any sort of problem while calling. And we also have this desktop settings. By here you can adjust the desktop transition animation. There are some options from which you can choose from, and if you get into this more settings, from here you can adjust the gesture settings. We have 3 types of gesture: scroll up, scroll down, and double tap. So I have set this scroll upwards for this and scroll downwards for the notification. So overall I would say the UI experience is really good. I really love the UI experience. So guys, we have these twin Dolby speakers here, and I would say the speaker output was really loud and I really like the sound quality from these twin Dolby speakers. So I thought if the sound output from these twin Dolby speakers is great, then we must have some good quality with these earphones which you get with this device. But I would say if you look at these earphones, they doesn't look like made up of good quality. These look somewhat cheap in my opinion, but the sound output was good. But the problem with this earphone is that they don't have any sort of bass in them. So for those who really don't like the bass, then these are good for them. But who love listening to the music with bass, I would say for them these are not good at all. So guys, the back panel of this device is removable. So let's remove this and let's see in. So we have this 23 milliamp hour battery over here, and micro SD card slot over here, and SIM 2 slot is this one, and SIM 1 slot is this one. And one thing need to care about is that SIM 2 doesn't support even 3G. The SIM 2 only supports 2G, but your SIM 1 will support 2G, 3G, and even 4G, which is great. This is the cheapest smartphone which you can buy right now which supports 4G. So it is really great. So guys, now let's test the camera. So I would say the camera quality is really good. The front camera is also decent. It does take some good photos, and I made a dedicated video regarding the camera performance of this device. You can check that out. So guys, now let's talk about the gaming experience which I had on this device. I really love gaming on this device, especially because of those twin Dolby speakers which you have on this device. I really enjoy gaming on this. So guys, if you want some more details about the gaming experience which I had on this device, you can move on to my dedicated video which I made just for testing out the gaming experience of this device. So guys, we have our removable 23 milliamp hour battery in this device. So battery backup which I had on this device is really awesome. For a power user like me, it lasted for about 1.5 days, and for some normal users it would even last more than that. I think somewhere around 2 days. So the battery backup was really good. So guys, now let's talk about the pros and cons which I had on this device. So let's start with the pros. So let's talk about the number one. Number one would be the 4G. This phone is 4G enabled, so you get a 4G enabled phone for just 7,000. And let's move on to the number two. Number two would be the display quality. I really love the display quality. I am really amazed with the display of this device. The viewing angles were really good. There's no color distortion or anything like that. I really love the display of this device. I really can't imagine how Lenovo put this kind of display on this in such a price bracket. And if we move on to the back side, number three is these twin Dolby speakers. I really love these twin Dolby speakers. The sound output was really good and nice. So let's talk about the cons of this device. So the one single con which I experienced on this device is that the low availability of RAM. Sometimes when we are just using this device, the availability of RAM get low down to somewhere like 70 or 80 MB, and at that time, when if I share my experience, I was just browsing using the Google Chrome browser, and I was listening some music, and the music app was running in the background, and I was browsing, and suddenly the music app got force close in the back. So that is the single con which I experienced on this device. So guys, I would say this phone does worth your hard earned money. This phone is really good, really good, and you can buy this phone for just 7,000 in India, and you can only buy this phone from Flipkart, and I have left the link for you guys in the description of this video. Please use that link, it does helps my channel a little bit. So guys, this is it for the full in-depth review of this Lenovo A6000. Please hit the like button if you like my work, and please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.